What's up, Naperville? It's Chris Grano with Keller Williams and the Graham Real Estate Group. I am live on YouTube streaming the Naperville Weekly Market Update. This is the show where I answer the number one question that I'm asked every single day, and that's how is the real estate market? So essentially, we're streaming live today on YouTube, just like we will be every week. But you can also find us in podcast form on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get good podcasts. Go ahead and check us out there. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to get us live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So until we can do that, just stay tuned. I'm actually going to share this to my Facebook profile right now just to get us going that way. But thank you so much for joining us. We're looking on expanding the podcast in a lot of different ways. But for today, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into this week's numbers for the Naperville real estate market. This week in Naperville, we had 72 new listings come to market. That number is down quite a bit from last week. So last week we had 92 new listings, and we can get into the speculation on why that is. Could be weather changing, getting towards the holidays, getting towards the election, probably most likely. But just so we have it said, the numbers are down 22% in new listings from this week over last. So let's look at the number of homes under contract in Naperville this week. Actually up by 5% from 80 homes under contract last week to 84 homes under contract this week. And the number of homes closed this week is up quite a bit. Last week we had 59 homes closed. This week we had 77 homes closed. So a lot of fluctuation happening in the real estate market. Let's look at the mortgage rates and see how far your dollars go as a buyer. So we're looking at a current 30-year fixed rate mortgage. The average rate is 3.04. This number is pretty much unchanged over the last 3-4 weeks. We hit historic lows in early August. The numbers have rebounded just a little bit to right above 3, right at 3%. Still an amazing mortgage rate for a 30-year mortgage. Take a look at the 15-year fixed rate mortgage. We are at 2.57. That number is slightly up from last week, just a little bit, and still, again, a great rate if you're looking to do a 15-year mortgage. You might be able to lower your payment or keep your payment about the same for a 15-year mortgage with these great new rates versus if you were at a rate of 4 or even higher. So let's take a look at the inventory. This has been the major mark on the real estate market in Chicagoland, in Naperville, from COVID on our real estate market is inventory. So a lot of folks wondered, will it affect home values? Is there going to be some sort of a crash? The main effect that COVID has had is that inventory is down big time. We're looking at, in many Chicago suburbs, some of the lowest inventory we've seen in a decade. What's interesting is I follow my colleagues in the city, and in the city, they're almost in an opposite position where the move from the city to the suburbs, a lot of which driven by COVID because of people wanting to find themselves in a place where if they get locked down again, they have the space to do whatever they need, work from home, exercise from home, school from home, all those things. So it's driven a lot of people from the city out to the suburbs. And yet our inventory is still low in the suburbs. And so let's take a look at that. In Naperville, under $500,000, this week we're looking at a month supply of inventory of 2.1. It's incredibly low. That's the lowest number I've seen all year. And I'm sure if I go back and look at the numbers, one of the lowest numbers you're going to see in that price range for a long, long time. So if you're selling a home in that under $500,000 range in Naperville, it's likely going to fly. Let's take a look at homes between $500,000 and $1 million. We're looking at 3.34 a month supply of inventory. This number is up a little bit from last week, but still really good. Still a seller's market in that market. 93 days on market, about 3 months is the average in that price range. And then homes over $1 million, holding steady, about 14 month supply of inventory, about 232 days on market on average. Some obviously less, some obviously more. But those numbers are likely mostly unchanged in that market. Hey, if you have further questions about the Naperville real estate market or another suburb in the area, You can reach out to me. Find me on Instagram and Facebook at Chris Grano Realtor. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube, youtube.com/Chris Grano. Click the bell icon so you're notified about future videos. And make sure you tell a friend about the podcast. If you have a friend who lives in Naperville or the greater Naperville area and they want to be up to date on what home values are doing, maybe they're looking to make a purchase for a residence, or maybe they're looking for an investment property. Hey, this 5-minute weekly podcast is worth your time for the largest investment that you own, your largest asset that you own. So make sure you check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all of the above. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will catch you next week.